welcome to a new video. In today's video I'm going to talk about the books that I want to read this summer, or like I have 5 books. One book that I'm currently reading that I want to finish. Then I have 4 other books that I want to read during this summer. Let's talk about them. So, if you've been here on my channel before, you know that I am much a mood reader and read what I feel that I want to read. So for me to do a TBR, I can't really do, because I mean I could try. I want to try, and I have just picked out 4 books. No, I have 1 book that I'm currently reading that I want to finish. I'm gonna try to read more of that book during this weekend that's coming, or even tomorrow. Then I have 4 other books that I want to read during the summer that I set the goal for myself last year that I was going to try to read more English books, and I still want to read more English books. I have not been so good at doing that during the first 6 months. So my plan is to, at some point during this summer, I'm going to read these 4 books. Now, I'm not gonna decide if it's going to happen next week or in 2 weeks or it's going to happen at some point during the summer. The summer has already started. The summer has just started, and I'm picking out some books that I want to read. And also, this time I'm actually reading, or this year I'm trying to read books that I myself own, so I'm trying not to buy too many books. So I read my own books so I can buy new books. Now I'm going to talk about the books. So I'm going to start quick with the book that I'm currently reading, that I'm hoping to finish relatively soon. It's Avståndsstoft Arvikomna by Malin V. Olsson. This is a Swedish sci-fi book. I haven't read that much, maybe 20% or something like that. I'm gonna try to read more of this book. The coming days. So this is one book that I want to finish this summer. Now we are going to talk about the rest of the books that I want to try to read this summer, like at some point during the summer. I have borrowed from my library Feed by Mira Grant. I've seen Veronica's Shelf talked about this book like maybe a year ago or something like that, even more, could be even more way back, but she's been reading this book way back, and I put this on my TBR list on my Goodreads, and now I'm going to read this book. It's a bit quite big, so I'm gonna try to read this during the summer. Yes, it's a dystopian, and yes, I think this is something I would really like. So this one I'm going to read. So we have, I said no. So we have, then of course I'm going to read a Stephen King book. like I need a Stephen King book because that's his books go by quickly when I start to read them. So I'm gonna read The Dead Zone. This is also a book that I talked about last year, about 5 books this year that I want to read this year, so this is one of them. It's a Stephen King. I've heard about The Dead Zone. I've heard it's one of his. I know that a lot of people like his books, and especially The Dead Zone. People seem to like, so I'm looking forward to read this one because. And yes. Then we have, this cover to this book. I just love this cover. The Tales from the Hinterland. I think I talked about this book in another video where I talked about that I wanted to read this year. I think it was last year that I wanted to read this during the year, but I didn't. Now I'm gonna try it again and see. I think this is a bit short, so for me, I think this will be like maybe 230 pages, and I think this will be a good book because I have one chunky one, and then we have some shorter ones, and this is I would say it's fantasy, and I just love this cover. So this is also a book that I want to read this summer. And now I'm gonna bring a book that I recently bought. The other 4 books, or the 3 books, because Feed isn't my own book, it's from the library, but the other 3 books I have for myself. It's my own books, but the last one I recently bought, like in February I think it was, or in March. But yes, it's the Murder at the Fleet House by Lucinda Riley. I know that the book of hers just came out and it's so popular. Yes, and this book I would try to read her the 7 Sisters, is that what they are called? But yes, but I'm gonna read this book because the first part, the cover is stunning, and then I'm just very I want to see what this book is about, so I want to read this one and see what I think about her books. So that is the 5 books, or the 4 books that I want to read this summer. Now, I just put these 5 books on my list because I don't read that quickly. At the moment I'm still working at my library. I'm going to have like a week vacation maybe around July, but otherwise I won't have any vacation really, and that's fine by me, but I also know that I don't read quickly, so I just want to be realistic with the books. So these are the books that I want to read this summer, and let me know in the comments if there are any books that you have read or want to read. Let me know in the comments also what you are planning to read during the summer. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, share my videos, and leave a comment, and we'll talk about some books. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.